So today I want to talk about a subject we're all familiar with, and that's marriage. I've had the opportunity to work with a couple of couples this week, and it's the same old, same old. Marriage has been around a very long time. Obviously, we haven't figured it out yet. But what I would like to talk about is family. And I'm going to share what I believe. I, I know this in the past when I've shared this, it's going to hit people pretty hard. But I'd like for you to take what I'm saying home and think about it, okay? I believe in marriage. I believe with all my heart that God has given us marriage to grow, to create families, to glorify Him. But what happens in marriage, we all know this experience. We fall in love with somebody, we're very, very excited, and that excitement goes down, and real life begins to hit us, and now hopefully we're living the rest of our life with our best friend. Now, not raining on marriage or the person you married, but the person I married, I believe, is here to help me grow. I believe that my trying to understand, my trying to do what I'm supposed to do as a Christian with her is a pretty good challenge, because Jesus told me, He said, love your husband even as Christ loves the church. And so that's a pretty deep commitment to another human being, especially when I don't agree with her sometimes. But even working that out, I have found out in working with couples, majority of the time, that isn't the primary problem with the marriage. What seems to evolve as the problem is this thing called family. And what I mean by that, I can't tell you how many couples I've sat down and said, look, here is your family right here, this nucleus. Your wife, you, and if there's a child, the child. That's your family. Anything outside of that, okay, I call relatives. In other words, my mom, my dad are no longer my family. My aunts and uncles are no longer my family. The breaking away of a couple from the nucleus of family is very, very difficult. And what I've seen is a controlling mother that's running this mini nucleus that just got married, or a father-in-law, running this mini nucleus called marriage, this new family. And these young couples, they don't know how to say no. They've never been taught or given permission to say no to their parents. And it's very, very difficult for them for the first time to say, no, I'm not listening to you, or no, this is my unit, this is my home, I'm making my decisions. And I have seen so many times where a mom and a dad, okay, yes, they approve of the marriage, but they don't know how to leave this couple alone. And I'm talking to some of you moms and dads right now. You remember when you took that last dime that you had and you spent it on something foolish? Remember how silly you were when you were their age? And we need to remember that, is because these kids are not going to do what you do. They're young, they're inexperienced, they need to learn on their own. And what we try to do a lot of times is we try to prevent them from making all the mistakes that we made. And because why? We have 20 years on them and we know better. And sometimes we even think they should know better. But what I have found, the healthiest thing a parent can do for a marriage is get completely out. Now, I do have a law, and what I mean, a strict rule that my wife and I live by, is that with all of our kids, all of them, we are this. We don't say a word. We never say a word about how they're raising their kids, how they're handling their money, what they're doing with their life. Never. Why? Because it's their life. And we have found out if they want our advice, they'll come to us and ask us. They'll pull us to the side and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or we're going through that. And it has brought so much peace and also division. Well, I have my family here. This couple, okay, our children, they have their family. And so in that, we can grow and they can grow. But what I've seen when you try to mold these together, there's nothing but chaos. There's nothing but hatred sometimes. I was working with a couple days ago, and you can just see the animosity there is between the child and the parent. And it's the parent that has created this animosity. It's going to snap one day. So I just want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to just grow up in this area. Let these young people be young people. And young people that are married, you have permission to separate. You have permission to do your own thing. You have permission to say no. I know this is a big pill to swallow, but it needs to be swallowed, okay? And so let's all grow together. And God bless you.